Hey everybody, and welcome to Infused Transitions. I am so glad that you guys are here. I thank you so much for your being here, being a part of our community, and for your constant and continued support. Especially for those of you who give me those thumbs up. I love you guys. You guys are just amazing, and it really makes my day. I mean, it makes my day. Yes, it helps the channel. Yes, it helps me, but it makes my day because it lets me know that that the reading not only resonated with you, but that it, like, I don't know, I guess to me it's like that thumbs up is like, yeah, this not only made sense to me, but hey, this really resonated with me. So I just really appreciate and thank you for that. But of course, my appreciation goes out to each and every one of you. I am so glad that you are all here. Brand new, or returning. I thank you guys all so much. For those of you who are new, I am an intuitive reader. To learn out more what that means for me anyways, or from my perspective, as well as what other work I do. I do private readings. I'm also a multidimensional Ascension coach. If you want to know more about that, you can reach out to me, and the information for that again is in the description box below. Last thing before we jump in is I have 2 polls listed in the community section. So if you go directly to my channel, and then there's those tabs across the top for videos, shorts, and I don't know, a few other things. If you need to, then swipe left and you'll see community up there somewhere on those choices. Tap on the community and you'll scroll down and you'll see the 2 different polls there. And you can give your votes, your ideas of what types of readings you would like to see on this channel. And with all that said, without further ado, we are going to jump in. I'm not doing my readings outside today because it is just too cold to be out there. And we are going to begin. We're using my own personal deck that I've created, my Pearls of Wisdom deck. If you can see, you got the pearl sitting there and your beam of light coming in. I so love the artwork on these cards. They're just incredibly beautiful. And then we have the Radiant Wise Spirit Tarot, and we'll see what else may come out as far as decks go. I was doing the pre-shuffle, and there was one card in particular that actually kept coming out. Once it got left on the table, and twice it fell out when I was shuffling. And so I was like, okay, I get the message. So apparently this is part of the reading. This one is Paradigm Breaker. Paradigm Breaker. So this is when you're going to be either going to be or are or have like significantly challenged and or are changing or have changed your dominating beliefs and understandings. So this is talking about very foundational things, which seems to be coming up a lot in these last handful of readings. And then the other one that kept coming out, well, I shouldn't say kept coming out. It came out once and I went to put it back and they were like, no, you need to look at that one. And it's look into living a synchronistic life. Look into living a synchronistic life, which I think is pretty amazing when it comes out with Paradigm Breaker. And you look at those 2 together. And when you think about that, it's like if we are a paradigm breaker, or we're going to be doing something to break a paradigm or paradigms that we are currently living by, right? This is, again, significantly challenging and changing. You know, what are your dominating or your foundational beliefs and understandings about stuff, right? That's huge. That's really huge. And so when you look at that and you think about that for a moment, sorry, I'm trying to I just can't seem to get these right. Anyway, you know, that's really significant. And it's like, well, what do I do while I'm doing that? And, you know, where am I going to go with that, right? And then out came this look into living a synchronistic life. And it's like, well, what does that mean? Well, excuse me, for you, it could mean whatever it's going to mean for you, right? always only take what resonates and leave the rest. And I truly and strongly suggest to people, just because somebody says something, that is how it comes through for them or their perspective, or in this case, it's how it's coming through in the reading, and this is what I'm channeling and what I'm getting. However, again, understand that can change over time. It can, maybe, I've even had it where like people have told me something and it's like, well, that don't sound right. And I've had where it's like, yeah, it didn't sound right because it truly wasn't meant for me. That doesn't sound right because I wasn't ready to face that about myself. But it stuck with me and was working around there on the back of my mind. And then eventually I ended up being ready. And it was like, oh, okay, see, now I know what she was talking about. And that made total sense. I just needed time to digest and process and get to that page, so to speak. When it comes to this looking into living a synchronistic lifestyle, I feel like that can be taken a lot of different ways. And again, it's learning to live with opportunity, live with as in sync with opportunities that are in alignment. And here's the thing, you need to really be proactive. You need to be willing to use your own judgment, your own understanding, your own discernment, and truly tune into what is your gut feeling about this? And then tune into that answer. Again, just like I said, is it because I just don't want to do that? Because I'm scared to do it? Is it I don't want to do that because it just doesn't feel right? And just know that if it doesn't feel right, is it because it truly isn't aligned for you? Is it because maybe it is right for you, but you're just not ready to do that yet, or whatever? It's like weighing your options. But living a synchronistic lifestyle is, yes, you're being proactive. Yes, you're going through utilizing your discernment, and you're always wanting to move in ways that are in alignment with you. But then learning to accept those synchronicities that come into your life that are truly meant for you. I've literally had where, the house I was living in was sold and I needed to move. And it was like, oh, okay. I wasn't prepared for this. I didn't have, I didn't know where was I going to go? How was I going to get there? Show me where to go. And quite literally, someone called someone else I know that had apparently mentioned to them, oh, so-and-so is going to be moving. And that other person called them and said, hey, do you think that she'd be interested in renting my place? Because I'm going to be going and doing this, that, and the other. And I don't want to really leave it sit there empty. And I don't really want to rent it out to somebody I don't know. And lo and behold, I trekked across country to move into a house in a state I've never lived in before. And I've lived in quite a few. Not only have I never lived in this state before, but I've never thought about it. It's not like I had good or bad feelings about it, just never thought about it. And I got in this house and I love it. I just absolutely, I love the house. I love the views. I love the feel. I love so much about being here. And it was a synchronistic thing that just kind of happened. And I was scared to move here because, again, it was, coming out and being completely away from everyone and everything I knew. Never had been here before, and but it really felt like it was what was literally handed to me, and it was like, I'm just gonna do it. Do it afraid, right? Just go do it. Just go do it. And if it's not right, I'll figure that out and then figure out where I'm gonna go from there, and then I'll go to wherever that is. But I got here and it was just like, wow, this is great. And don't get me wrong, there's times I've gone places and it's like, ooh, yeah, this was not a good idea. And it's taken me time to course correct, but I course corrected. And, but that is just an example of living a synchronistic life. I had started looking, but I was looking just at the general area where I was. It didn't even occur to me to look across country. And yeah, you know, it's living that synchronistic life. And so, you know, I don't know where I'll be going from here. We'll see. We'll see what unfolds. But that's a good example of it. But always weigh your options and go with your gut and your instinct. And, you know, sometimes we just have to go do something even when we're unsure. Look at that. The strongest warriors get the toughest jobs. The strongest warriors get the toughest jobs. And yeah, that's a big one. That's a big one. So some of you may be working through some things, and look at that on the bottom of the deck we got. Instead of following the blind trend, choose to be consciously aware and move in aligned wisdom. And I think it's very wise to learn how to live in a synchronistic life, right? I mean, it's not something to just do willy-nilly. It's something that does take trial and error and practice to learn how to live that in a synchronistic life in a successful way. Now, does that mean that we're always successful? No. We make mistakes, and, you know, we learn and we grow from those mistakes. So anyways, that's what I got, guys. That's what came out. So now let's look into that and see, where do we go from here? I do still just have to say, I love my deck. I absolutely love my deck. So many times it's just been, you know, it's like I use it and I'm like, yeah, I need some insights. And then it's like, oh, go use your own deck. And I use it and it's like every time it gives me exactly what I need. I love it, love it, love it. Okay, anyways, let's look at Paradigm Breaker. So, Most High, could you give us some more information, some more details? What else do you want us to know about look at that, Paradigm Breaker. You got the Ten of Swords, an ending. And that's an ending, I would even say like a brutal ending, like a lot of backstabbing, a lot of, I'm hearing two-facedness, talking behind the back, but just overall, a lot of challenges that were very difficult. This could even be talking about the difficulty we have sometimes of learning how to face ourselves. You know, sometimes it's pretty hard to look at what are the things that we've done that put us in this situation. How did we make, you know, what choices did we make? What was behind that choice? Heal those things, which change your foundations, which are your paradigm breaker. Yeah, look at that. Look at that, guys. Paradigm breaker. Done, 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 done. All of this energy that has been holding you back, that's been just really creating a lot of interference, struggle, stress, strife are words that are coming to me. I'm actually going to cover that up just because I don't want to, you know, get any flags because of the artwork. A lot of struggle and strife could be happening. There could be people that have been working against you and doing so knowingly, purposely. And there's a lot that goes into that, right? A lot that goes into that in the sense of, well, again, how did I get here? What choices did I make? Okay, why did I make that choice? And again, always, 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 guys, only take what resonates, leave the rest. And I would encourage you not to judge yourself through your journey. We're human. We're all human. We are all imperfect. We all make mistakes. We all screw up. We all have trauma that we carry with us. And we base so many choices and decisions on those traumas. And sometimes we have traumas, we don't even have any idea that we have it. No idea until we begin to start investigating. So put on that detective hat, get out your magnifying glass, do some inner work, and yeah, it's time to be the paradigm breaker. And I feel like for some of you, this is something probably very strong in your family, that there's just seems to be a lot of challenges, a lot of strife, just a lot of things that are just so hard and don't work out. And you know, that could be playing out in a specific life area, it could be in life overall. Take it how it resonates and leave the rest. But yeah, and this has also affected your money. This has brought about now this, constantly juggling, constantly trying to find balance in your money, trying to live those ups and downs in a way that you can handle the finances. And you're breaking the paradigm on all of that. And you got the World card, a victorious ending with a lot of spiritual support and standing within the laurel leaves, which is that victorious leaf crown. We do have, you have angelic support there. The funny thing is, the funny thing is, this is not a depiction of an angel. But, I don't know, that's what they told me. You got angelic support and you have spirit animals. I'm hearing spirit animals, totem animals, your spirit team, and that includes angelic support. And then, of course, yourself. I would look up, I don't know what kind of a steer that is, but if you know, or you may want to look up just steer energy. We also have the lion, and I don't know, you'd have to check in with yourself. Does that look like an eagle type to you, a hawk type to you, or some other kind of bird come to mind for you? Whatever that is for you, I would suggest looking those up if you like spirit animals, spirit or animal totems as well. I would also look up laurel leaves and the color red. I mean, yes, most of us know that red is with the root chakra. So again, that makes sense. Pentacles is this reality. It's very earthy. It's the earth suit of the tarot, if you will. And red is about root, which is also about, here, this reality, the earth, this dimension. But I would encourage you to look up red and purple. And see what else comes as messages or energies of those colors. I don't think I have that deck out. And I'm not even sure where it is because, again, as I've said, I've moved and I don't really know where everything is yet. But yes, so paradigm breaking. And I feel like this is really going to help shift your money story at some point. Okay, so let's looking into living a synchronistic lifestyle. Do I have this right set up? I do. Okay. Look into living a synchronistic. This doesn't want to go back in. Okay, we have Empress energy and the 8 of Pentacles. Yeah, see, you've gone from the 2 to the 8. Emperor energy, standing in your own power, bossing it up, and think about this for a moment. An emperor or an empress is the overseer, if you will, for kings and queens. This is where the kings and queens go if they need support, help, and assistance. So this is somebody who is utilizing their wisdom, somebody who has mental and emotional maturity. They're strong, they're wise, they're courageous. They can be impatient, but at the same time, because when they feel impatient, they've learned the value of utilizing that mental and emotional maturity to rein in that impatience. We do have the 8 of Pentacles here, which to me talks about working on honing your craft, working on building your inventory, working on building your finances. And because we're talking about a synchronistic lifestyle, I do feel like that maybe someone or something's going to come along that will help you to process your heartbreak, for one, but also help you to learn how to build up your finances. Yeah. So yeah. So they say they keep showing me the 3 of Swords, like putting it down, like in reverse. And I feel like they're saying that one of your ways of working through your the betrayals and the heartbreak from the betrayals is learn from your choices and decisions and how you got into that situation and all that. Of course, I would, they say never, but I should say, and I would also say there are some things that just in this reality so far, we have not seen any evidence where denying our emotions or our feelings, or however you want to say that, has been beneficial. So I would say that by stepping into one's own power and really focusing on honing a craft, something that you enjoy doing, I'm hearing artisan, so it doesn't necessarily have to be an art craft. It can be a craft of any kind that you have a talent for, you have a gift for that, you have a flair for that. You may be aware of it, you may not yet. But the point of it is learning how to hone your craft, and that in doing that, right, it's like sometimes we have to learn how to move on from what was to what now is, to where do we want to go with what is, right? So it's, we all have baggage, right? That's one of the cards in there. I'm paraphrasing here, but bottom line, we all have baggage. We all have had challenges and things that we need to work through. We work through them, right? But we don't have to stay in the past. We are creating our future in our now, right? So it's, what are we going to do with that heartbreak? Are we going to let it plow us under, or are we going to be the paradigm breaker, shift things up, and start focusing on what can I do to help me? What can I do to heal me? What can I do to build my tomorrow, and that I can do it today? Even if it's the tiniest step, just understanding that concept alone is huge, huge. Is there anything else you want to tell us about? Thank you. Yeah. See, and again, we have the King of Cups here. So we're talking about, again, emotional maturity. Emotional maturity, learning how to deal with the heartbreak in a emotionally mature manner. And again, don't judge yourself if you're not there. It's a learning process, right? It is a journey. It's something that we have to work through and that we need to figure out. It is a process. I do feel like if you need to go get support of some kind, then please do that. Do you need to put together a new team of some sort to help you work your way through things? Then do that. Start learning what interests you, even if it's the smallest interest. What is it you've been curious about, but you don't even know if you'd like it? Give it a shot. See what you think about it. Do something in an experimental way where you're not investing, like a whole bunch or anything, but enough for you to get a good feel of, yeah, I think I like this. Yeah, I think I'd like to do that. Or, no, I don't think that holds my interest, kind of thing. We do have the King of Cups here, and then we have the Queen of Cups on the bottom of the deck. Again, to me, that's suggesting balancing out the masculine and feminine energies within to bring in balance, alignment, and harmony of whatever that looks like for you. And there's times like when you're talking about stuff like that, there are times when because we all have masculine and feminine energies. There are times when the masculine energy needs to come forward and the feminine energy needs to allow the masculine energy to come forward to work through something, and vice versa. There's times when the masculine energy needs to step back and it's time to let the feminine energy come forward. So learning to balance that as well is very important. Let's look at the strongest warriors get the toughest jobs. And I'm thinking that's kind of self-explanatory whenever you're working through this kind of energy. The strongest warriors get the toughest jobs. Could we get some more information on that, please? Thank you. Yeah, see? Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords, okay? I say it every time she comes up. Oh, what is her channel? Awakening to Spirit with Cindy. She always says, I love her readings, by the way. Her saying for the Queen of Swords is, you know, she's the cut a bitch card. She doesn't take any crap. Yes, she has her hand out. She's like, yes, I'll give you a fair shot. I'll give you a fair chance. But just realize and just know I have the sword ready, meaning I'll cut you out of my life, not have contact with you. I'll move on. I'll do what I need to do because I'm very clear thinking. And I will say, look at this. The synchronistic lifestyle is talking about the heart and the intellect, the mental and emotional maturity. And over here, the strongest warriors. This is utilizing your intellect. This is knowing when you need to make a boundary and you need to honor your boundaries. And if you don't know what that looks like for you, start somewhere. Start somewhere. If you don't even know what healthy boundaries look like because you've been in abusive and or trauma type situations either all your life or coming from that, and it can really mess with us on so many levels, get help. Go out there and put together your team of professionals, you know, licensed, degreed, certified, whatever professionals that are going to help you work through that so that you can get yourself to where you're thinking with balanced intellect and knowing, understanding now this is what my boundaries look like in these different life areas, and you need to honor your own boundaries for your own health. I shouldn't say need to. It would serve you best to be in alignment with your own boundaries and to honor them and to not allow others to cross those boundaries. Because when we allow others violate our boundaries, we are telling them and showing them how we expect and are willing to be treated. Think about that. All right. I don't think there's anything else for that specific card. I think that the Queen of Swords sums it all up. She also acts swiftly. So she is very intellectually oriented. She's very clear-minded. She thinks things through, but she's also very swift in you know what is acceptable and what is not, and she cuts it off immediately. You cross the boundary, you're done. That's it. You're gone. So that's what I'm getting for her. Okay. Is there anything else from this whole overall message that you would thank you? King of Pentacles. I mean, look at that. You've gone from the 2 to the 7 to the King of Pentacles. Now, King of Pentacles, again, doesn't matter if you're a male or female or what energies you identify. It doesn't matter. The bottom line is with the King of Pentacles, again, this is someone who's very, they're very sound. They're very stable. They've built this because they've learned. They have abundance, they have stability, they have a firm foundation that is healthy, they've done the work, and it has created this abundance for them. I don't know where to put this. I don't think you'd be able to see it there. I'm going to just stick it here in the middle. They've done the work. They have done the work to to manifest, to alchemize their trauma and their pain into triumph. That's what I'm getting for you guys. I hope you found this message helpful and supportive. Please don't forget to give that thumbs up, and don't forget to go over to the community section and click on the community and scroll down to the polls and put in what types of readings you would like to see on this channel. And until next time, guys, many blessings and high vibration.